Ladies and gentlemen, it's your... Ladies and gentlemen, it's your host, Mike, by the way. And, I was a little surprised to see the number one co-commissioner, Sean McHale, yet again. I honestly wasn't expecting him this week. As it is, welcome to your weekly shot of adrenaline. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, there he is right there. Sean McHale. Guy who can't get enough of himself or Twinkies. And I'm also joined in the booth this week, ladies and gentlemen. Very special treat. He's not always here, but he always knows what's going on in IZW. That's CM Burnham. CM.
Mike, it is great to be back here as we see the number one heading out to the ring. And he's got something. He's got something in his hand, and he's looking really, really excited right about it. I don't mean the microphone.
No, there's clearly a box of some kind of...
Well, if you know the number one, you know that he...
Okay! Look at this. He drops the mic and holds on to the box of snacks.
Only on live TV, that's the number one for you. As he makes his way into the ring, he's obviously got something really important to share with us right here, and I kind of hope it's something that's in that box, because I'm really happy to bring it back.
Me too. You know, those look delicious.
You know, out of everybody in the back, it would happen to me. Right over there. My God. It's good to be back. What's going on? Speaking of back, did y'all hear who made the comeback? Did you hear who made the comeback? Did you hear who made the comeback? Did you hear who made the comeback?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a Twinkies chant in the Impact Arena.
Certainly exciting.
Oh my. Hey man, I'm gonna just say right now, reunited, and it feels so good. The anticipation's killing me, really. I saved this box just so y'all can watch me enjoy it, really.
Is he gonna share?
It smells right. It smells right. And when it smells right, you know it tastes tight. Woo! Look at that, man. Hey, you know what though? How many people are ready for next week? How many people are ready for team number one to show Impact Elite who really has the status? Huh? I didn't hear you. I said who is ready for team number one to show Impact Elite who has the status? Woo. My mind keeps going back. Keep going back to it. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Woo. You look good tonight. You know what I had to do to get what? They got nothing. They got nothing. They ain't got no anticipation. They might have constipation. That's what they should say, right? Impact Elite, we full of constipation. Because none of them are happy. That's right. Jermaine Johnson. You know his tag team partner. You know Jermaine Johnson should be called, they should call the cops on him because his tag team partner is nothing but a big dope. 180 pounds of dope, but dope. Woo! But yeah, I know, man. Y'all looking so well tonight, man. This has been a proud day for me, man. I'm telling you what, man. I got this box in today. Man, it smells good. It smells good. Hold on. How many? Who wants to partake with me on this one?
He is passing them out. I hope he throws one of them up here. Well, two of them. I don't really want to fight for them.
You know what? I think I could do without, but I definitely don't want to.
You know, I remember the days when the number one would sit up here between me and DA, and the fans would be throwing.
Oh boy! Come on. Well, you know what? Actually, CM, last time you were here, we were talking about a numbers game and how Impact Elite was on top of that numbers game. Well, now we've got the number one, Sean McHale, who's out here I mean, he's just trying to have a good time and, you know, share his joy, his pride and joy with the fans.
Well, an Impact Elite, if anybody wants to ruin joy and satisfaction, it's the members of Impact Elite. As their music plays, they have yet to come through the curtain. I'm sure that they're...
Well, you know, there's never music. Here we go.
There's your IZW Heavyweight Champion, the Natural Born Leader, Johnny Z, accompanied by Madam Commissioner Erica, the Image of War, Kevin Morgan, and Lights Out, Jordan Jacobs. Oh, and in the back.
And here you go. Here you go.
You know how I feel about that guy, Mike.
I got you.
I do not like
I got you, Burnham. I got you. He's not looking over here.
I got something a little more.
He's not looking over here, so I think we're safe for now.
Well, Impact Elite makes their way down to the ring. And I know I wasn't here last week, but believe me, I read about it online. And I watched, went a few weeks ago, and watched the rebroadcast. Brandon Bishop, of all people, Brandon Bishop back in IZW, the man who Johnny Z has had the most conflict with over his entire career. There have been no two people, I think, in the entire history, not just of IZW, but of professional wrestling, that have been it on more than Brandon Bishop. I watched the two of them wail. I watched the two of them wail on each other in a dog collar chain match 6 years ago, and that was in the middle of the time that they were upset with each other. And now Brandon Bishop pulled into the wild card by the number one. I can't imagine what's going through the Natural Born Leader's mind right now.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Brandon Bishop is such a controversial figure here. But let's see what Impact Elite has on their mind.
Impact Elite! Impact Elite! Impact Elite! You suck! Now, enough with the niceties, since we all know how we feel about each other. You see, I'm sitting in the back, and what are we, a week away from Evolution? 1 week, 7 days, right? 7 days! You're out here throwing damn Twinkies to the crowd.
You wish you could get one.
Yeah. Y'all find that funny? Bunch of mouth-breathing window lickers. That's probably the funniest thing you've heard all day. Why don't you shut up and listen to what I have to say? I don't want a Twinkie. I have a beautiful figure to take care of.
Got a big old chuckle butt too.
I see you out here. You celebrating Twinkie's comeback, huh? The greatest, the sweetest comeback in the history of ever.
That's right. Ever.
Yeah, that's the only thing you're going to be celebrating. I mean, you need to get real close with your Twinkies. Because you see, I see a fat man in a pink shirt with his box of Twinkies out here. And then I see me out here with a group of devastation, Impact Elite, a group that raises expectations, getting ready to go into the Impact Chamber next week and hand team number one, whom I don't see team number one out here. I see you out here running at the mouth. You know, that's what I see. And we're not going to talk about tonight just yet. We're going to talk about something that happened 2 weeks ago, because I have let it ruminate, if you will, in my mind. What happened? Why don't you shut up, moron? You don't have enough teeth in your mouth to be eligible to speak to me. Now, look, unlike all of you, if I wanted a Twinkie, I would buy a Twinkie. I do not get SSI like all of you, and I would not use it to come here anyways. Brandon Bishop. Brandon Bishop, that's your dude. That's your guy. That's the number one's number one. Right? Kind of? Sort. Well, where is he? Because you see, that's what I'm talking about. You might tell all these people you're the number one. He might tell you all how smart he is. But the fact is, he is a moron, an idiot, a mouth-breathing window licker like each and every one of you. And none of you deserve to even breathe the air that I breathe. But because I have to suffer that injustice, because I actually have to smell the stench that is each and every one of these ingrates, because I have to smell the stench that is you, I will remind you that you are still an idiot. You are still a moron. Because the fact is, you had a team constructed that maybe had half a chance, Sean. I mean, you had Team Bull, the Bronze Bull and the Brass Bull. You had the big goon, Damon Windsor. I mean, he didn't give you much of a shot. And then you had, as he likes to call himself, the captain of the force, Double D. Yeah.
I still got it. I still got it.
I can't tell. That's my point. You bring Brandon Bishop out here, and all of a sudden everything disintegrates. And it's like you don't even see it. He walked out here and got in this ring, and he didn't have anything to say about the team. Once again, Brandon Bishop made it all about himself, just like he always does. Gave a big, long speech full of hot air to all these people about how he was back to finish off Johnny Z once and for all. And then over the past 2 weeks, as I looked around the Impact Arena and he was nowhere to be seen, as I waited to hear his name whispered in the locker room that someone had seen him, I realized the same old Brandon. You see, everyone glossed over the most important statement he made in his little diatribe. You see, he talked about putting my head against the cage. He talked about me being held there while he bashed the chair against it, and how he thought he had gotten rid of Johnny Z. But then he made the most, defining statement of his speech when he said, like all the times before, Johnny Z came back. Johnny Z comes back from everything. I am 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps ahead of you and every other idiot you can get back there. Yeah, you see, Brandon Bishop, the only time he's willing to come and step to me and say anything to me is when he's surrounded by a bunch of minions that will do his bidding. He's never been man enough to try to take Johnny Z out all by himself. You see, the difference between Brandon Bishop and myself is Brandon Bishop is a loser, like each and every one of you, and I'm not. I'm not. I am a winner. He is a winner. He is a winner. She is a winner. He is a winner. I am a winner. That is why we raise expectations. That is why Brandon Bishop is hiding in Colorado, probably behind some computer monitor right now, watching my promotion live around the world on GFL.TV. He's watching me tell this moron how Team America is going to destroy Team Number One, if they can even get together by next week inside the Impact Chamber. And you know what? Maybe he is watching on GFL.TV. Maybe he's waiting for a reminder of exactly what it is Johnny Z's capable of. Maybe all of you are waiting for a reminder of exactly what I'm capable of. And you know, Sean, I think you're the guy that we can remind them with.
Wow, that was a save right in the nick of time.
Yeah,
right
very close call right there, Mike. As Number One is not a physical competitor, but here comes Team Number One. Team Bull, Big Business Damon Windsor and the captain of the force, Double D, out to confront And right now, the numbers, as we were talking about earlier, the numbers are absolutely even.
Absolutely. I mean, just through on both sides. I think Sean McHale did a very wise thing.
Let's calm this down. Let's calm this down. We've got the. You shut your mouth, chump. Little brat. Your mama should have ate you at birth.
We're out here at the Impact Arena letting Johnny Z know what they think of
No.
him.
You know what? You know who I still don't see here? I still don't see Brandon Bishop. Yeah. I know Jermaine's not here, but we all know he will be because he is what wrestling should be. He's off doing great things tonight. He's off doing things to further the name of Impact Elite. Yeah. But Brandon Bishop, he's not here. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to back up. We're going to let y'all go ahead and pretend to stand unified. Pretend to be a team. Come on, yeah. Because I know, just like every one of you know, look inside yourself. Are you really going to be able to stand with Brandon Bishop? Are the four of you, I know you will, you're an idiot, always have been. But are you, Bronze Bull, going to be able to trust Brandon Bishop? Are you going to be able to trust Brandon? I mean, me and Brandon, we go back 10 years, Bobby. You never know where his head's at. It could all just been a smoke screen.
All behind Johnny.
You know him.
All behind.
You worked for him. Are you going to be able to trust him? Oh, and you. Haven't you been kicked in the nuts enough times to know when to stop trusting people? Hey, back up, man. We got next week. Everybody, you know what? Y'all go ahead and you see if you can't figure things out. We're going to keep being a team and get ready to slaughter you next week in the Impact Chamber. Impact Elite! Impact Elite! Impact Elite! You suck!
Well, as Impact Elite prepares to make their way out of here, I'd just like to point out that Brandon Bishop, as much dissension as he has caused amongst team number one, and regardless of whether he's here or not, those are still four very capable wrestlers standing in that ring as team number one.
Well, you're absolutely right, Mike. Individually, in small collective pairs, team number one certainly shows an amazing display of talent here, but there's a couple of very specific things that Johnny Z said that just kind of get me right in the mind. Number one, he points out, can you trust Brandon Bishop? I've had personal conflicts with Brandon Bishop. I don't know if team number one can really truly rely on the man, especially since 1 week prior to Evolution, he's not here. He's not here to support his team.
That's true. You know, I would like to think, and I would like to hope that that if they can rely on anything, it would be his hatred for Johnny Z.
And that gets me to the second point, Mike, and that is Johnny Z himself said the very specific thing that came to mind is that he keeps coming back. Everything that Brandon Bishop does, Johnny Z keeps coming back from it.
Well, you know, that's part of being resilient as a wrestler. And as much as we don't, a lot of the fans here, and I'm sure a lot of the fans on GFL.TV don't want to give Johnny Z any kind of benefit of the doubt. But the fact of the matter is, he is resilient. And he will bounce back if you don't put him completely out of commission.
Well, in order to take a steel cage door to the head and to come back, he was put out with that. I saw that. And to come back from that, you're right. Johnny Z has to be resilient. Impact Elite has to be resilient. And you've got to look at the situation. Impact Elite functions as a unit. We saw it the last time I was here, the numbers game. They function together. Team number 1, they're great talent. Are they capable of functioning truly together as a unit? We're going to find out next week. It's all going to come down when those sides of steel go up around that ring, and one by one, the competitors enter in the Impact Chamber.
And that's a moment that we're all looking forward to, ladies and gentlemen. As of the start of this show tonight, we are 7 days exactly away from IZW Evolution. You don't want to miss it. Tune in on GFL.TV or make your way down here to the Impact Arena. We would love to have you here. And we're going to take a small commercial break, and more action to come when we come back.
July 20th, 2013. It returns. 10 men. 2 teams. 4 sides of steel. 5 men will lay slain. The others will stand in victory. Nothing will prepare you for hell on earth. Evolution.
No. I'm gonna hey man, there's no man, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. No, man. Hey, why is everybody looking at me? Hey, no! Come on, man. Why are y'all all getting so bent out of shape on this?
You know exactly why. Brandon Bishop is
Thank you. Yes, Brandon. I mean, we told you this guy cannot be trusted.
What? Where's he at?
Matt,
where's he at?
He's resting. He's getting ready for this. He has been waiting almost an entire year to get his revenge. That's why he's here. Huh? Resting. That is. Yeah, he's getting prepared, man. This dude is
Wouldn't we all just love to rest? Wouldn't we all just love to sit at home on our asses? But we're here, fighting like we're supposed to be. Brandon Bishop, nowhere around.
Not here. He's a different cat. Y'all don't know him like I know him. Y'all don't know him like I know him. Hey, come on, man. Look at it. Y'all really don't even gotta trust him. Y'all really don't. No, you know why? Because y'all all have the same goal. In the end, y'all all have the same goal. And who do y'all focus? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm in the center of all y'all. And y'all all trust me? Y'all all trust me? Because you're here. Yeah.
Exactly. Great point.
Hey. Don't vote on me. Right here. See? Right here. Team number 1. Team number 1.
He's on a sugar high.
What?
So number 1, as much as I would love to sit here and figure it out with all you guys, right now I've got a match coming up. I've got to show Angel Camacho why you always respect the Force.
That's right. May the Force be with you.
No, live long and prosper.
Force be with you, May, and Yoda and all that.
No, guys.
No,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Don't try. Don't try.
We're good. We're good.
We're back here, where it all started, in the sanctuary. Damien Morte brought me here, and now he's gone. And he's gone because Drake Gallows hit him with a car. And the reason why he hit him with the car? Because he wanted on the IZW roster, and there was not an open slot, so he figured if he took out Morte, he can get in that slot, and that's exactly what he did, because now he's in the Impact Arena, and I don't like it. And now I got a ladder match with him at Evolution with the Phoenix. The Phoenix, why he's in... The Phoenix. It all makes sense now. It makes perfect sense. There's two people in that security footage. Obviously, Drake Gallows hit him with the car to get in here. He needed an accomplice, and who that second person was. It was the Phoenix. He is a master of disguises. That had to be him. But I tell you what, at Evolution, the Impact Division Championship is coming back with the worst in the world, Copycat, because I'm 10 times better nemesis than Damien Morte could ever be. But I'm also his best friend, so I have to take it back. You are gonna learn at Evolution.
Well, Copycat certainly bringing up a very controversial topic right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is set for one fall. Coming to the ring first, hailing from Denver, Colorado, he is the captain of the Force, Double D!
The only one I can trust.
Well, Copycat certainly brought up a controversial topic. You know, like I was saying before, he honestly, he is suspect number one in the Damien Morte hit and run. Very tragic here at IZW right after he took the Impact Division Championship at Coronation. Right now what we're looking at though, ladies and gentlemen, is Double D coming in the ring, and I know he's got a score to settle. I mean, he's Double D, you know, he's had his back turned on, you know, more than anybody in IZW history. Tonight, he is facing Angel Camacho. And Angel Camacho, he's just a dangerous guy. Very dangerous guy.
And his opponent from San Juan, Puerto Rico, he is the Puerto Rican juggernaut, Angel Camacho.
You know, there's guys like me and Burnham. We've both been punked out now by Angel Camacho. I mean, Burnham was last time he was on the show. Live interview backstage. That's right.
Yeah, it was. Angel Camacho using his bulk, his size, his intimidation to try and bully me around. And I don't think he's going to get that bully factor in against Double D here tonight.
And you know, I felt bad for you initially when that happened, and then, you know, a few weeks back I go to film after the Impact with him. I've got him right next to me, and he just grabs me by the collar for no reason whatsoever. You know, he said that I was talking bad about him on GFL.TV. Now, and what I was referring to was actually when he did that to you.
Well, Angel Camacho definitely believes that he has something to prove here at IZW. I guess he thought that he could use us to help make that impact that he wants to make. But he's going to need to make it in the ring, and he's got an outstanding challenge here against former IZW champion Double D. This will be an interesting clash of styles. D, a high flyer. Camacho, all about power, strength, bully, full force ahead tactics. So certainly, contrasted styles will be interesting to see who comes out on top in this one.
Now, I'd like to point out also that when and if Angel Camacho decides to do any kind of high-flying action like Double D does consistently, Angel Camacho will destroy an opponent with that.
Oh, yes.
He took out the Phoenix like that with a splash off the third rope just a couple weeks back.
Camacho is deceptively agile. you would not expect to see you would not expect to see a man of his build, his size, leave their feet, but he can do so. And just look at what he's doing here. He's standing in the middle of the ring. He's yelling at Double D. He's trying again to bully and intimidate his opponent because that's what's been relatively successful for him so far.
Angel Camacho also notorious. I mean, he starts getting a little ridicule from the fans, and I think honestly, the first person that says something in his direction usually gets either a shut up or some kind of.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! He powers from the force chop. I've never seen Angel Camacho back down quite so quickly. Oh, look at that! Well, they say that in order to stand up to a bully, you have to stand up to him. You have to meet him with the same tactics. And that's kind of what Double D started to do there.
Absolutely, fight fire with fire. Good idea on the part of Double D, but he's got to stay away from the power.
He's got to duck and weave. He's got to use that agility and speed that he's got. And now he's got to fight his way out of this corner that he's backed into. And he was doing a pretty good job there, but knee into the midsection by Camacho stopped that assault. I got to wonder, Double D certainly knew he had this match set up. You saw him in the backstage saying to everyone, I'd love to help solve your problems with Team 1. I got to go wrestle this match.
Right.
You got to wonder how much D was actually focused on this match when he came out here. Are the problems with Team 1 still lingering in the back of his mind? And did he come in here fully prepared? He is laid out with a high leg. Put D flat on his back.
Well, I think Double D, first and foremost, he's a wrestler. He is professional. So I'm sure as much focus as he felt like he needed was on this match. But team number 1 having those problems. Right now, the whole controversy over Brandon Bishop, there is a lot of other things on his mind that could take a part in this match.
Well, you see D fight his way up from off the mat there. A nice flurry of footwork and using his head in the midsection of Camacho, and now going in for a diving splash. Nobody home. Camacho out of the corner there again. Deceptively quick now. Belly to belly supermoto overhead. Oh wow! Dropping him right on top of his head.
That had to hurt right there.
No. That's potentially career ending there. If D did not tuck that chin, he could have come straight down, compressed those vertebrae, and you would have ended up potentially quadriplegic.
Well, that would have been one more wrestler out of here on a stretcher for sure.
We never like to see that, fans. We encourage you, please never ever try any of the things you see here at home. These men are trained professionals, and we don't want to see anybody or hear anybody get injured advocating the things they see on GFL.TV. Double D now, once again rallying up. He will continue to fight. Nice enziguri there as Camacho is down on one knee, but he's now made his way back up. He gonna go up.
Well, Camacho is stunned right now.
He's up, trying to get his balance to walk that top rope, come down, go for a hurricanrana. He got Camacho
nice
over.
hurricanrana right there.
And now D in his comfort zone, up perched atop that top rope. Is he gonna go for a high cross body? He does!
Wow!
And Camacho catches him.
He is caught up by Angel Camacho, who he's out of the stun mode right now, and he's using those fists of fury on the back.
D put down many large opponents, including the Convict, with that high cross body. But Camacho had it very well scouted. And again, using that brute force, but only good enough for 2, says referee Mark Wilson. Now just brutal fists right to the forehead of Double D, and a blatant choke.
Look at the fury on Angel Camacho's face as he goes for anything that he can use to win or at least degrade his opponent to the point where he can pull a victory. Anybody stepping in the middle of that, he just doesn't like him.
Yeah, Camacho comes in here. He has complete and total attitude of anger. He is angry at everybody.
You know, Double D is really working Angel Camacho over right here, and doing the best he can, and getting more of his flight game on, as I like to call it. And for him, it's just all about the force. But you know, we see what he's doing, and there's definitely anatomy and physics involved.
Well, Angel Camacho now, once again, using that brute force, stepping on the throat. Big splash! Right on top of Double D.
Game changer.
And again, just slipping out there. And the crowd trying to get behind Double D, trying to get up behind him.
You know, I almost hate to say it, you know, but for a guy who grabbed me by the shirt collar, hey, I'll go ahead and put it out there. I think Double D actually had enough cushion on top of him that he could roll. You know, it wasn't solid. It was like a marshmallow.
Oh wow! Big chops to the chest of Angel Camacho, and he feels it. D's feeling it. There's the sign, and goes for the force chop. Camacho ducks it, picks him up.
No way! Come on!
No!
Oh!
D on his feet. D on his feet, and he puts him down. He puts Camacho down.
Double D again lining up for this flying crossbody. It looks like. Is he gonna? Yeah!
There we go. He's got it. 1, 2. There we go.
3 count right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Double D.
Double D taking a victory, a much-needed victory, over a very, very brutal and violent force here at IZW, the Puerto Rican juggernaut, Angel Camacho.
Well, it was a hard-fought victory for Double D, but it is a big success. And now Double D can focus 100% on the well-being, on the success of team number 1 in 1 week in Evolution.
Yeah, that was the last thing out of the way right there. Double D is definitely looking good going into the Impact Chamber, and looking good is one thing. He really, really needs to be at the top of his game.
Well, Angel Camacho may have been defeated, but he's not going out quietly. Meanwhile, in the middle of the ring, Double D celebrating with the fans as they support him. They've supported him his entire time here at IZW. They love this guy. They have taken him all the way to the top, and he is very, very appreciative of everything that they have given him.
You know, Angel Camacho came off of 2 very impressive victories. Of course, he was not here last week, but he was the 2 weeks prior just beating the hell out of people.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, that was Phoenix, and that was Christopher Fury as well. And, I mean, he was looking good, but Double D definitely put him in his place.
100%. Hold on. I'm getting something in my ear. Are you hearing this?
Yeah.
I gotta announce this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have, last week you were promised a match, an Impact Rules match between Kevin Morgan and Damon Windsor. That did not happen. It will happen tonight, our main event tonight. Kevin Morgan, Damon Windsor, Impact Rules. That'll be happening thanks to number 1 Sean McHale. That'll be happening, and that's your main event tonight.
That's something that, you know, we just cannot wait to see.
And we got something going on the back.
This is crazy. What in the world is going on back here?
Tonight has already been an amazing night, and we're gonna keep it amazing. Yes? Yes? You are gonna live up to expectations tonight. Because we are Impact Elite, and we do have status. See, I've already made some great decisions tonight. Obviously, I've given Jermaine Johnson the night off, seeing as how he is a key member in Team Erica next week at Evolution. So here's where you come in. I've made a match tonight with you and Soto Miyagi. Now, I expect complete destruction. I need you to be the Convict. I need you to show me what you do to fresh meat out on the yard. Are you understanding this? Because I would love to write an amazing review for you. However, if you don't do what I want you to, then you can kiss that review goodbye. Good. Now I expect you to make mincemeat out of Soto Miyagi, seeing as how he somehow weaseled his way into getting a win over Jermaine Johnson. Because we do not lose. Do you understand that? Impact Elite does not lose. And I don't expect you to either. Got it? I need you to raise expectations. Are you understanding me? Does it make sense? I hope it does. Now go. I can't ever understand.
I can be your champion, baby. I will pin you 1, 2, 3. 'Cause me and Jermaine Johnson were what wrestling should be. Yeah. Alright. Who are you? Who you is?
Who am I? So you don't recognize me anymore, huh, Jordan?
Not without that ref shirt you were wearing last week, you know what I'm talking about?
Jordan's got jokes.
I got jokes.
Well, you know what? Kevin better be hoping, wishing that I was still in that referee shirt tonight.
I don't know, man. As far as I'm concerned, I think Kevin's gonna turn you into a casualty of war. That's how he says it.
Wow, your impressions are just as bad as your singing.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't you have something to do?
Yeah, I was just going to the ring, you know. Got a match. I don't know about you.
Dude, you got a match tonight.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that cool?
Good luck with it.
Oh, man. You suck. God.
Leave it to Damon Windsor to to put Jordan Jacobs into a wall. And right now, what we've got going on, that was funny to me. I'm sorry. I don't ever wish pain on anybody, but to me, just to see that Damon Windsor was like, oh really? You got a match
Ladies and
tonight.
gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Coming to the ring first, hailing from Lawton, Texas, this is the Midnight Rider.
So you got a match tonight, huh? Here you go. Let's get this first hit out of the way. Let's hit the wall. And Midnight Rider coming out. What an old classic. I mean, we've got plenty of people here who consider themselves and are actually old school. Midnight Rider is I don't think old school suffices. I would have to say antique, but you know, one that still functions very well. Always very exciting to watch the Midnight Rider, and yeah, he's gonna have to get rid of that broom right there. As much as he would love to continue playing the air guitar on it, he's gonna have to get rid of it. It's not allowed in the ring right now. And here we go. We know who's coming out to face them. Impact Elite, they've all got the same music now.
And his opponent, representing Impact Elite, he is one half of the IZW Tag Team Champions, Lights Out, Jordan Jacobs.
So Lights Out, Jordan Jacobs coming out to face the Midnight Rider, and Well, he doesn't look too bad for a guy who just got his head slammed in the wall, does he, Burnham?
Oh, he's back to his normal self. We'll see how that's going to affect him as he steps in the ring against, I guess you could call him the most veteran, most senior member of any roster, pretty much anywhere, the Midnight Rider.
Oh yeah, I was just sharing that with the fans on GFL. The Midnight Rider. And I certainly don't mean it as an insult when I called him an antique of wrestling, but I mean because he still functions just fine.
Pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah. What amazes me even more is the continued number of solo appearances that we're seeing from the Midnight Rider. Because we're used to seeing the East-West players function as a unit.
Well, the East-West players have certainly made themselves kind of, I guess you have to say, a surprising contender to the IZW Tag Team titles. I mean, for such a long time, they were here, but they didn't really rack up a lot of wins and losses. But most recently, they've been on a strong drive to take those titles home. And this is almost like a captain's match, if you will. Jordan Jacobs and the Midnight Rider representing each of their teams, and the Rider is winding up. He's ready for lights out. Hey, he wants to put lights out.
No hesitation whatsoever on the part of the Midnight Rider, and this is what I'm talking about. This guy, he knows his craft so well. And there's even a piece that I read somewhere out there. It might sound a little familiar to you, Burnham, that he's forgotten more than most wrestlers even know.
Well, given the amount of time that he has spent in the ring, it's kind of hard for him not to. And look at him cut off Jordan Jacobs, as Jacobs is going to fly, but not the way he wanted to.
Not at all the way that he wanted to.
Rider now down for a pin, hooks that leg, but only two for the Rider. But I've not seen this level of fire and this level of intensity from the Rider in quite a long time. It's almost like it's rejuvenated his career.
You know what I think it is? Honestly, CM, I think it's Evolution. Everybody here is excited about Evolution. I mean, we certainly are thrilled about Evolution. Are you going to be here with?
I will be here. I will be right here at this desk with you, watching as Jordan Jacobs and the rest of Team Erica enter inside that cage. I mentioned to you the last time I was here, I have had the privilege of witnessing 2 Impact Chambers, of actually calling one with DA. It's an amazing match. It's a completely unpredictable match. And Team Erica right now, I hate to keep going back to this, but they just seem on paper and based upon what we saw at the beginning of the show, it certainly seems like they are more unified as a team, as we see Jordan Jacobs putting down the Rider, but again, only good enough for 2. It seems like Jacobs and the rest of Team Erica are more unified because they've been working together longer. They're on the same page. They have that common drive of the natural born leader, drawing them all in the same direction. Team number 1, I still don't know. I still don't know if they're going to be able to pull this off.
It's very questionable. Big drop from the Midnight Rider, Jordan Jacobs, down.
Would this be enough for it? Nope. Didn't quite get all of his weight across the shoulders of Jordan Jacobs. That might have been enough if he could have leaned back a little bit more and covered that far shoulder. Rider signaling to the crowd, though. Hey, come on. I want to take this. I want to get another win under my belt. Good Irish whip there. Rider picks up Jacobs. Jacobs floats over. But Rider reverses it, drives Jacobs into the corner. Good counter wrestling on the part of the Midnight Rider.
Yeah, he's such an expert that I'm pretty sure he knows how, even if he's not physically capable of it, given his opponent. He knows, though, how to reverse anything that he's put into.
I worry every time he gets up on those ropes, though. He seems to have a little trouble stepping up from that first to that second. I wonder if, age is a little difficult sometimes to handle. But it doesn't seem to slow him down right now as he charges into the corner. Up. Jacob slides out of the way.
That was a very slick.
Jacobs putting down the Rider.
That was a slick move on the part of Jordan Jacobs,
that
sliding out onto the rope like that. Yeah, he's a very nimble, very athletic, and he is a formidable opponent. Like you said, it's a captain's match right here.
We are talking about the 2013 Impact Player of the Year, Jordan Jacobs, winning an amazing match against Bobby Starr to walk away with that prestigious title. That tournament held every year.
And that was no easy won title anyway. It was or either way. Excuse me. Jordan Jacobs. I mean, even I'll be perfectly honest with you. Even myself and BH Drew, who was up here at the time, and Sean McHale as well. We were all slightly worried when Jordan Jacobs took that last fall. He was in bad. He looked like he was going to be in bad shape for quite some time. But
Jacobs right now looking in very good shape. He was able to fight off the attempt escape there by the Ryder. Ryder now once again forcing his way back up, punching Jacobs in the midsection. Ryder with a full Nelson. Oh, and a bubble bomb. Shocking the tailbone.
Oh my God!
Of Jordan Jacobs.
You know the reason for my delayed verbalization of my expression there was because of the expression on my face. I couldn't imagine that happening to me. I would not.
Ryder wants to sweep up his opponent here. Goes for the big roundhouse. Again, both knees driving into the midsection, into the chest of the Ryder. And now Jacob signals that he's going to go back up to the top. This was not successful for him before, as he worn the Ryder down enough.
Well, the Ryder's back is to him right now, though.
I don't think the Ryder's aware of Jordan being where he is. Leg drop off the top. Leg lariat. And
that's a 3 count.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, lights out, Jordan Jacobs.
Well, that actually ended rather abruptly. I was for as fired up as the Midnight Rider was coming out here, and in the early stages of the match, I was expecting more out of him. That doesn't take anything away from him necessarily, but Jordan Jacobs is a big threat to I'd say the majority of wrestlers in IZW.
Jordan Jacobs is a very accomplished individual, a former Impact Division champion, obviously right now holding one half of the tag team championships. So he's a certified threat both individually and in group settings, and it's that group settings issue that's going to be the main focus for him as we walk 1 week into the future and look at Evolution and look at the Impact Chamber. Jacobs certainly walking out of here feeling a bit more confident, as if Team Erica needed any more confidence, but certainly feeling confident, walking away saying, I did what I was supposed to do, I walked out into the ring, and I got myself a victory over a veteran member of the IZW roster.
That's right. He, honestly, I think it works out in his favor, which might not work out in Team Number One's favor that he won that match tonight, because it seems like he just won a match from one viewpoint. Actually, we've got something else happening.
Oh, relax. Maybe I shouldn't have been that forceful, this reaction. Anyway, it's ironic because this week I'm looking for you, Drake. Now, because last week when we faced Team Bull, I wanted you on Copycats level and you were on crap level. Don't know why. It's a big gap from here to there. And let's face the facts. I can't deny that you're on the IZW roster now for hitting Damien Morte with a car. So tonight, bring your A game. I want a victory.
That's right. Well, guess what, Copycat? Dre Gallows wants a victory too. But let's just think about this. You keep pointing fingers at Dre Gallows. You keep pointing fingers at me, you point fingers at everybody else. But just remember one thing, when you've got fingers pointing at everyone else, there's fingers pointing right back at you. Who's to say that you weren't behind the wheel of that car? Who's to say you didn't hit Damien Morte? You are the worst in the world and you are a copycat. Who says you're not trying to be Damien Morte? Huh? You're probably the one that hit Morte, but you know what? We'll worry about that next week. You know, last week, You tell me in the middle of the ring, hey, I can handle it on my own. Why don't I just do it by myself? I give you a chance to. I let you take it over, pretty much. I step back. I let you do your thing. What happened? I turn around. As soon as I turn my back and I look back, where are you? On your back. And where are they? Team Bull, hands in the air.
Just like all the time, trying to pass the buck on me. It was my fault. You know I could have took them by myself, 2-on-1, but it's your fault we did. Look. Next week at Evolution, you'll find out why I am the worst in the world in a wrestling ring. But tonight, I want a victory. I'm pretty sure you want a victory tonight. We're going against Team Bull again. We already know what they're about. So let's do this. You and me, you want it?
Yeah, I want it. Drake Gallows? Copycat? Copycat? Let's go do this right now.
What are you doing? Do you realize how expensive that is? You can't be putting your dirty, nasty feet all over that. That thing is ugly. That is not ugly. That's beautiful. Look, clearly you are still pissy about losing last week, but it's okay. You should get used to it, because I have this great idea. You see, Evolution 2012, Angel Blue won that tiara in a tiara on a pole match against you and Venus. So I figure, it's a week away from Evolution. What better time to challenge you to get my tiara back at Evolution 2013? First of all, Angel, this is my tiara. Second of all, I would love to do it. That is an amazing idea. I really do like it. I mean, I would love to bash your face into the mat. Smear your makeup. Rip out your hair. But that's not gonna happen. I have way more important things to do, like leading Team Erica into the Impact Chamber. So we're not gonna do that. You too scared? Too scared to put that tiara on the line because you not take it again? Come on, why don't you put your money where your mouth is for once? Stop being a chicken. Chicken? I am not a chicken. Oh yeah? And let's get something straight. You may not realize what my full name is. Oh yeah? I am the rightful queen of IZW. Madam Commissioner Erica. So if you ever want to compete again, I suggest you shut your mouth, don't step on my chair, and leave my office. What did I just say? Don't step on my chair!
Well, Team Bull pulled a very, very quick and impressive victory over the tag team that is Copycat and Drake Gallows last week. Can they do it again this week?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. It is tag team action. Coming to the ring first, they are the team of the Bronze Bull and the Brass Bull Bobby Star, Team Bull.
And I have to remind you, it's my duty to remind you again that Copycat and Drake Gallows do not get along, all right? Copycat's been coming to Drake Gallows with these accusations that he's the one that hit Damian Morte with a car, when the reality is that Copycat is suspect number one. Now, Jermaine Johnson and Jordan Jacobs last week had one of the most twisted ideas I've ever heard of, which is putting those two guys who are at each other's throats over big things, over small things, and putting them in a tag team, taking the two, putting them together, and telling them, hey, we're going to face Team Bull. And it's happening tonight, and we remember last week's match. It was very impressive, but nothing it was not surprising at all to see Team Bull display their dominance over these two who clearly cannot get along. They talked tonight. We saw them in the back talking about getting the victory.
And introducing their opponents first, he is the worst in the world. This is Copycat.
Copycat calls himself the worst in the world. Very promising wrestler nonetheless. But still, I don't think he has any business in a tag team with anybody because he doesn't seem to be about anybody but himself.
And his partner, hailing from the crow's nest, this is Drake Gallows!
So Drake Gallows and Copycat come out once again to face Team Bull. And already they're on it.
Well, they certainly show a lot more unity this week than they did last week. As I believe, if I remember correctly, Drake Gallows walked away from the match. There was argument all the way through the match between the two of them, as they will be facing each other next week in Evolution in that triple threat ladder match. But now they seem, well, I said that they seem a little more focused. Now maybe it's more like they're showing each other up, but they're still being effective against Bobby Starr.
They are. There's a lot of showboat going on, and that's kind of what I expect out of them.
Whoa! Well, there's a little team unity for you as both of them go down, courtesy of the Bronze Bull.
You know, for Copycat and Drake Gallows to pick up a victory here tonight against Team Bull would be significant in the fact that already puts them above the Phoenix as contenders. Not because of the Phoenix's ability, but he has been in a slump lately.
Yes, ever since losing those IZW Tag Team Championships, the Phoenix certainly not at, I guess we could call it the top of his game. The Team Bull, though, right now, taking over on Copycat and Drake Gallows, have disposed of them on the outside. You know, I heard you say while I was making the ring introductions, I heard you say that Copycat should not be in a tag team with anyone. As you can see right here, the argument's face-to-face with Drake Gallows. Copycat entered into IZW as part of Team Remix with Cody Jones. They are former tag team champions very briefly. But, yeah, Copycat, I guess, felt kind of abandoned by Cody. Struck out on his own, made a partnership with Damian Morte. To put it quite bluntly, I think he can't be trusted. I think you're making a completely fair assertion. The Copycat is out for this just for himself. So it is very odd to see him standing in the ring once again with a partner in his corner, a partner that I think, to be perfectly honest, he doesn't want.
Well, you know, despite what he might have started off as CM, something has changed in Copycat over the years.
Man, that knee right to the throat and the upper sternum area of Copycat by the Bronze Bull.
You know, something's changed in Copycat over the years where he is just in it for himself right now. And like I say, Drake Gallows is the worst person to put him in a tag team with. Just given what's going on between the two of them.
Well, look at the opposing side. I mean, honestly, 1 year ago, who would ever have expected to see the Bronze Bull and Bobby Starr willingly work together, cooperating, doing excellent double-team maneuvers there? There was a point where the Bronze Bull wanted nothing to do with Bobby Starr, thought he was an imitator, thought he was just a clinger on, and now working as a cohesive tag team, which they've got to do when it comes to Evolution and to the Impact Chamber. They've got to be one of the strongest backbones as a team unit for team number one. They show the most unity on that side. And Bobby Starr, so short, just inches away from making the tag to the Bronze Bull.
Now being dragged over by Drake Gallows far away from the corner where the Bronze Bull stands ready to be tagged in. Speaking of the backbone, Copycat pulled a big backbreaker on Bobby Starr, which is what put him down in this position in the first place. Bobby Starr was a contender for the Impact Player of the Year, the 2013 Impact Player of the Year, which we discussed earlier while Jordan Jacobs was out doing his match. But Drake Gallows now has Copycat. Wait a minute, did Drake just hit Copy?
Well, I guess you'd call it a tag. It's not exactly
It wasn't the friendliest of tags.
No, it certainly wasn't. Now Bobby Starr going to take over here. You're right. That match with Jordan Jacobs, I have not seen anyone make such drastic improvement in the ring in 1 year's time as Bobby Starr has. The fans acknowledge it. The fans certainly behind him for most of 2013. The whole issue involving inheritance and involving the realization that Impact Elite was just using him. Now the Bronze Bull also shoving away Impact Elite for the same purposes. The two of them now bonded together. Team Bull working their way up the rankings of the tag team division here in IZW.
They are, and they look like perhaps someday championship material as far as the tag team is concerned.
They absolutely do. I would love to see a match for the tag team championship between them and Jermaine Johnson and Jordan Jacobs. I would love to see those two teams battling it out and see which one would come out victorious.
Oh, that would be brutal. That would really be brutal right there.
Well, we're going to get to see the other two men, as we said earlier, Copycat and Drake Gallows, two of the three participants in a ladder match. You can't exactly call this a tune-up match for them because they're not going to be working together next week. And this is not a ladder match situation. This is a standard tag team match situation.
Well, did you see the way that Copycat tagged Drake Gallows in? It was a kick to the stomach.
Well, it's legal. Referee Mark Wilson would not allow it if it weren't.
Right.
But it is completely bizarre. It is not a standard form of tag team cohesiveness, and it's very obvious that even though it looked at the beginning like maybe they were focused, they are not. They're not completely on the same page, but they're finding ways to work together. Sort of.
I guess that's what. I guess that's right. They just. It really.
I just saw Copycat shouting encouragement to Drake Gallows, leaning in. I guess it was encouragement. I couldn't hear what he said.
Because he's at the realization point right now that the sooner he picks up a victory, the sooner they pick up a victory, the better for them.
But that's true for either one of these teams. Team Bull does not want to be worn down. They do not want to suffer injury and go into the impact chamber less than 100%. Wow! That was a paintbrush. That was a paintbrush across the face of Copycat. And the look of disdain between those two, but they continued to function somehow. Not enough for a 3 count, though.
It just eats me up that these two are wearing each other down as well. Actually not wearing each other down, but just the little things that they do to each other.
No, I think you're right. I think they are wearing each other down because I think they both realize next week any damage that they can do to themselves, to each other, at this point, they can take advantage of next week. If Copycat can find a way to weaken Gallows so he walks into that ladder match not at 100%, it puts him at a natural advantage. The same for Gallows. So they're working against each other as much as they're working against Team Bull.
That's right.
But yet they're focused. Look at this, cooperation.
Wow. For the first, actually one of the first times tonight we've seen cooperation between the two. Fact of the matter is they're not going to stop hating each other. And they're also, all the men that are competing in this ring right now here in the Impact Arena, they have something to gain next week. And they have a lot to lose next week.
That is what Evolution is all about. It's who can walk out with to steal from Impact Elite with the most status. And Bobby Starr going for the sleeper there. Copycat reverses it.
Gets a 2 count out of that.
Bobby does not let go. He's got the single leg. He's going to turn it over into a single leg crab. This is a move that he's very, very proficient at. I've seen him get victories with this.
Bobby Starr, excellent at performance submission moves. And
Copycat reverses. I think he's going to go for a single leg himself. There's the Copycat aspect of Copycat, taking someone's move, using it against them.
he's just going to drag Bobby Starr further into that corner.
That's very good tag team strategy. Cut that ring. Oh, well. A little slap to the face there by Copycat, but it is again a tag. But as I was saying, good tag team strategy. You cut that ring in half, you isolate your opponent in your corner, you make it impossible for them to reach their partner. And that is what they have done to Bobby Starr so far. Starr picks him up, drops him with something of a spine buster. There we go again.
No way.
Another one, that one was more on the back of the head. And Starr, this is the opportunity. Bobby Starr has got to get to his corner now. He has got to make the tag to the Bronze Bull.
If there was ever a time when Bobby Starr...
There it is! Here comes the Bronze Bull! Down goes Gallows! Down goes Copycat!
Down goes Gallows again!
Distant fire! Bronze Bull sweeping up all over this ring by himself.
Well, if Copycat wouldn't get out, Bull was certainly going to toss him out.
Over the top rope goes Copycat, and Bronze Bull picks up. Oh! Good double team maneuver there. Bull hooking both legs.
And another loss for Drake Gallows and Copycat.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Team Bull.
Team Bull picking up another huge win here in the Impact Arena tonight against the same tag team that they faced last week. And that's excellent news for them. I think Bobby Starr actually has the most potential to be injured out of what he faced tonight. But he still looks good going into the Impact Chamber. I mean, just what he did to finish that match right there speaks volumes for his physical condition right now.
Well, it's another notch of victory for the membership of Team Number 1. We saw earlier Double D pulling out a victory over Angel Camacho. Now Team Bull victorious in their match as well. And that's certainly a motivational, a psychological boost for them as they walk into the Impact Chamber next week. What is Copycat doing?
What in the world?
Copycat's got a ladder. He's bringing a ladder into the ring.
This is crazy. This cannot happen. Well, I guess he's going to have to soften him up for next week.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. This is a message being sent right here. A message being sent to Drake Gallows. Obviously also a message being sent to Phoenix for what's going to happen perhaps next week. As Copycat.
Now he drug out the ladder. I mean, and they're in a triple threat ladder match next week at Evolution.
It is very significant here. And the ladder is not just a means to grabbing the title. The ladder is a weapon in the match. And Gallows shows right there. Gallows with a scoop power slam, dropping Copycat back first across that ladder.
You're worse than me, and I'm damn sure better than you.
Very profound words from Drake Gallows. You're worse than me, and I am better than you. Will it be one of these two men who climbs to the top of that ladder and brings down the Impact Division title to become the brand new Impact Division champion? Or will it be the Phoenix rising again to capture his first singles championship here in IZW?
I'm so excited about Evolution next week, and I am like everything that's happened here tonight so far, because it's been almost all key players, with the exception of the Midnight Rider, but still it's been all key players towards Evolution next week, and the excitement is just it's killing me, Bern. I'm like, I really wish that I had a time machine right now, and it's something that
maybe Double D could hook you up with one of those.
You know what? It's possible. He might be able to use the Force, and who knows? Who knows what the Force is capable of?
Well, Mike, as we said, Double D victorious in his match, Team Bull victorious in their match. Certainly psychologically a bonding opportunity for Team Number 1. But on the flip side, you saw Jordan Jacobs victorious in his match for Team Erica. We know we saw set up earlier. Commissioner Erica, Madam Commissioner Erica, before she yells at me, Madam Commissioner Erica setting up the Convict to take on Soto Miyagi. That could be another potential victory for Team Erica as well.
It could.
It's going to be a big night here for all the key players.
It is.
It has been and will be continue to be for the key players. And then that main event.
Oh man!
Impact Rules.
Did we
Kevin
tell them
Morgan.
about that? We told them about that.
Yeah. Kevin Morgan, Damon Windsor. Impact Rules right here in that very ring. That's going to tear it apart.
It might be. I mean, this building honestly might become a fire hazard by the end of the night, especially after this main event that we got coming up. Damon Windsor, Kevin Morgan, tearing each other apart.
It's an amazing night of action that we have seen so far, and we've still got so much yet to come so far. We've still
Okay.
Hang on, I'm looking at my format here. I don't see the rider
in this.
I mean, he's already had a match. Oh, okay.
Wow, hey, it's the other half of the East-West play of Soto Miyagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring now, from the Far East, the one half of the East-West players, Soto Miyagi.
You know, it just occurred to me, we did hear Madam Commissioner talking about this earlier. Convict is coming out to face Soto Miyagi tonight. So, it goes back to what we were just talking about. Soto Miyagi, of course, not necessarily a key figure in Evolution. Certainly well respected here at IZW, but the Convict is a key player in Evolution in the Impact Chamber. And with him coming out to have a matchup tonight, we can only wonder what is going to go on and what the outcome of this is going to be. Now, the Convict has been on a path of destruction.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Madam Commissioner Erica, and representing Impact Elite, this is the Convict.
So, CM, you're on double duty tonight.
Yeah, caught me a little off guard there.
How is it having to ring announce this guy that is that you just can't stand?
I hope, Mike, that you and the fans at home could not hear the trembling in my voice.
I didn't hear it. Because
believe you me, I made it well known. I don't like the Convict. I do not want it anywhere near me. And right now, Soto Miyagi has got his hands full with this big man, this unstoppable force here in IZW. I'm not certain what Miyagi's strategy is going to have to be. He seems to be trying to use some of that martial arts background. Oh, there's a nice high chop on the Convict, and the Convicts move straight in.
Yeah, he moves straight in and just takes a dominant position in this matchup, having Soto Miyagi in the corner like that.
Oh, wow! The elevation that Soto Miyagi was sent through there by the Convict, I think he reached about 10 feet in the air.
It was definitely close to 10 feet. That was incredible. That was an incredible throw, and I completely understand the intimidation factor, and what really gets to you about the Convict, because you're right. When you see a guy throw another guy like that into the air, what else is he capable of?
Well, the thing I've always said about the Convict is that he is completely unreadable. You cannot tell what he is feeling. You cannot tell what he is thinking. But right there, oh, wow. I thought for sure that was it. Anyway, there's no way to tell what this guy, if he's feeling pain, if he's feeling pleasure, there's no way to tell with him. He is a complete blank mass, and he is a powerhouse. He's an unstoppable force. He stands in the middle of the ring, and he throws opponents around, as I think he's about to maybe do there with Soto Miyagi, picking him up by the chin, throwing him into a corner.
Yeah,
I don't see a weakness. I know he can be defeated. I was here when Double D did it, but that outcome is few and far between. And you saw him there was no registering of pain and effect with the martial art blows that Miyagi he was using earlier. Now he's chopping him straight to the head. No! Oh my God! Samoan drop by the Convict.
You know, the Convict is really causing a lot of damage to Soto Miyagi right now, which is going to work out in his favor because that means if he pulls it off, like we've mentioned so many times tonight, the Impact Chamber next week at Evolution, he'll be in top shape for that.
Can you imagine if the Convict was the first man? I don't know if you're aware completely of the rules for the Impact Chamber, Mike, but it's not necessarily an even entrance. You could end up with a 3-on-1 situation. Can you imagine if the Convict entered first? and could just wipe out the other members of Team Erica all by himself?
It would almost seem that way. I mean, and of course, Impact Elite always happy to do work, by which I mean damage to anybody outside of Impact Elite. But yeah, if the Convict went in there first and cleaned the house by himself, you know, it would just be so convenient for everybody else in Impact Elite because all they'd have to do is crack a beer later on in the night.
Those drop kicks having no effect from Soto Miyagi, and then he tries for a crossbody roll-away slam by the Convict.
Miyagi is looking like a rag doll right now.
It's like a cat playing with a mouse. I think it's fair to say at this point that the Convict believes he can pin Soto whenever he wants to. And I admire Soto for fighting back. I admire for him for fighting out of these things. But it might be in his best interest long term to just let the Convict pin him.
That's crazy. That's a crazy statement.
I know, but I'm really worried right now, given what the level of destruction that I know the Convict is capable of.
You know, and don't get me wrong, CM. From a certain standpoint, I understand what you're saying, but you know, also you got to think Soto Miyagi is a warrior. You know, and with that warrior's mentality, you don't give up. You know, it's not over till it's over, and I think that's what's going through his mind right now, and that's what's keeping him going. And that's the show of a true warrior, is to keep going.
Well, he is doing that, Mike.
And yeah, it might not be in his best interest, but hey, you know, nothing good ever comes from.
Oh no, vice grip by the Convict. This is a submission move. This is an extremely painful move. Compresses the blood vessels in the skull. Could cause potential brain damage.
No!
He just lays Miyagi out there.
You know, like you said, you can't read the Convict. You don't know if he's feeling pleasure or pain, but I've got a very sneaking suspicion that the Convict is feeling a lot of pleasure right now for what he's doing to Soto Miyagi.
And here we go! 15 to 20.
Wow.
15 to 20.
You
Please
gotta be
let
kidding
this be
me.
it.
That's it. It's all done, ladies and gentlemen. The Convict is.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Convict!
Convict looking very unstoppable right now. 1 week from today, he will be stepping into the Impact Chamber, and the question is, in what order?
There's no way to know. It's completely random, Mike. And yeah, another key player in that Impact Chamber match walks out of here this week with a victory, walks out psychologically prepared to come into battle in the Impact Chamber. And if there is any person of those 10 that could be a massive deciding factor by himself, I think it's that man right there.
Man you don't like, the Convict, controlled by Erica. He's got to do what she says. He has to. And we heard her earlier talking about, you know, and using Impact Elite's new motto, if you will, expectations. Are you going to live up to expectations? Well, she looks pleased tonight, and he, I don't know how the hell he looks. He just looks like a beast.
She should look pleased. Her men have come out of here victorious. Soto Miyagi, I think, is going to have to be helped to the back. took a massive beating there.
Soto Miyagi is really hurt right now. I actually, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, as Soto Miyagi is helped off, we're going to take a commercial break.
Evolution, July 20th, 2013 at the Impact Arena. IZW broadcasts live on GFL.TV. Watch as Impact Zone Wrestling evolves when Copycat, Phoenix, and Drake Gallows face off in a triple threat ladder match for the Impact Division Championship. See the blood feud when Randy Price finally takes on Bad Brad Michaels. Then witness Hell on Earth. 10 men, 2 teams, 4 sides of steel. Team America versus Team Number 1 in the returning Impact Chamber. Don't miss the evolution of professional wrestling. IZW Evolution, July 20th.
You've done this before?
Oh, yeah.
Tattoos are forever, so don't trust your ink in the hands of an amateur. Come see the licensed professionals at Impact Ink. From minuscule to masterpiece, they'll leave you with a tattoo that you'll want to show off. They also have a wide selection of the finest body jewelry. But when you have to cover up your art, do it with your very own Impact Ink merchandise. Wear your art, love your ink. Impact Ink.
I just don't see how we're gonna be able to pay any of these bills.
I guess we could sell my wedding ring.
Yes! Sell your gold to me so that I may melt it down into liquid profit.
It's a cash emergency. Super Pawn Woman to the rescue.
When you need fast cash, don't be pressured into selling your gold. Bring it to Maverick Pawn, where their fast, friendly staff will give you a loan on your precious valuables so you don't lose them forever.
Great deals!
Fast cash!
It's Maverick Pawn! 357-4911.
IZW is changing the wrestling world and taking over the World Wide Web. Like us on Facebook for exclusive photos, superstar interviews, and fan polls. Follow us on Twitter and keep up with your favorite IZW superstars. And go to izwrestling.com for exclusive articles, the latest news, and results. Click Media to keep up with all the episodes of Impact Television and After the Impact. Click on IZW Shop to order superstar t-shirts and IZW DVDs, Blu-rays, and combo packs. Get the full Impact Zone wrestling experience and be part of the IZW world. IZW VIP Evolution, July 20th, 2013. Get the facts. Nobody gets a better deal at IZW pay-per-views than the VIPs. $12 get you a guaranteed ringside seat, and at 5 p.m. you can meet IZW Tag Team Champions What Wrestling Should Be, Jermaine Johnson and Jordan Jacobs. $20 VIPs get all this, and we'll remember the night with the one-time only Evolution t-shirt, plus a chance to win a 32-inch TV and an Xbox 360. Call 6997-IZW and claim your spot for IZW Evolution, July 20th. Reserve today.
Miss Dyslexia?
You don't remember my name?
Oh, I do. I just really don't care. Ugh, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm having a meeting with the number 1.
The number 1? I'm the number 1. I'm the rightful queen. I'm Madam Commissioner, so obviously I must be late. I'm not sorry.
No, you're not late at all. I had a meeting with the number 1, Sean McHale.
You had a meeting with Sean McHale?
Mm-hmm.
What's this meeting about?
Coming back here to IZW.
Where?
IZW?
No. Where?
I'm supposed to be the dyslexic one. You're obviously not getting it, so maybe go talk to the number 1, and I'm gonna get out of here.
What the hell is that? Why did I see Miss Dyslexia in my building? Get that out of your mouth! How could you be eating at a time like this?
I'm sorry. I thought I had a few minutes to myself.
Shush! No! Shut your mouth when you're chewing. You don't chew and talk!
Sorry. You saw her though, right?
Yes, I seen her. What is she doing?
It's the newest acquisition to the IZW roster. Miss Dyslexia. Miss Dyslexia. Come here, man.
No, I didn't sign off on anything. I don't.
Yeah, you didn't need to, because see, just like you, I can hire people too. Yeah, I can fire people just like you can. I'm sure, right? I mean, I'm sure you're gonna think about ways to fire her, huh?
Of course I am. She's disgusting. Her hair is ratty. Her clothes are disgusting.
She's got great tattoos, great personality, and the people love her. Yeah, boom, just like that. See that happen?
I can't believe this. I gotta figure out a way to fire her and get rid of her.
No. Slow down. You're thinking too far ahead. She's gonna be back in a few weeks. Don't even worry about that because next week at Redemption, you have got the match.
What?
Yeah, I just signed you to a match. Oh, boom. Yeah, that's right.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have a match.
Yeah, you do. No.
I have more important things to do, like leading Team Erica into the Impact Chamber.
Over to team number 1.
I can't have a match.
You didn't really put my team over, but that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. Hey, but guess what? Yeah, man, you're in a match. I signed you to a match, man. You and
a match with who?
Angel Blue, of course.
Yeah. I just told her no.
Oh yeah, but I went ahead and signed it anyway. But look, you know, over here, you're the Madam Commissioner, right?
Yes.
That's
what
right.
are you
You're the
doing
Madam
now?
Commissioner. You're the Madam Commissioner. But look, you wear 2 hats.
No, I wear 1 tiara.
Yeah, I mean, I'll set you up for that one. Still, look, over here, you're the Madam Commissioner. But over here, you're the Queen of IZW.
No, I'm not just the Queen, Mikhail.
What?
I am the rightful Queen of IZW.
That is right. Look, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Rightful Queen of IZW. I was gonna say that, but it always slips me. The rightful part, it just doesn't click sometimes with me. So yeah. Anyway, the rightful Queen of IZW. You're a contracted wrestler.
So?
You're an athlete.
Yeah.
You're also the co-commissioner.
And?
You can't control your own fate.
What?
Yeah, that's right, you can't. It's a conflict of interest.
What are you talking about? That's not a conflict of interest.
Well, of course it is.
That is strategism.
No. I don't know what that word is. Use a big word. I got friends that you text me later with that word. I'll find it out. Anyway, you over here can't control what you do over here. Left hand, right hand. They can't work together. They got to be 2 separate. You're 2 separate entities. That's right. Battle Commissioner, Rob Queen of IZW. That's right. That's why I am here. Because I can control you.
What? You can't control me?
Right, wait. I control it. Yeah, totally control. Total control.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at these papers because I don't believe.
Yeah, you really should. It's good read. It's good read. Again, I didn't really read it. Got people that did that. That's right. But yeah, it's great. You know what? Hey, don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine, man. You're a trained athlete. You're
Of course I'm a trained
You're
athlete.
elite,
I
right?
didn't want to have to wrestle.
Of course you did. Why are you wearing that?
Because I deserve it, duh.
Well.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah, you know, another day. Anyway, yeah, no, that's fine. You know what? Go breathe. Go get some water.
I can't believe what you were doing to me.
Go.
This is like the Twilight Zone.
No.
Something is definitely wrong.
Wrong, no.
Because I can't have you. What are you?
Oh, I don't know. You was looking around. I didn't know. This ain't the Twilight Zone. This is my office. It is. You walked in, remember? You said, Sean! And you walked right in. You knew where you were going. This ain't no Twilight Zone. This is my office.
Are ruining everything.
No, I just make things better. Remember, next week, Redemption. You, Angel Blue, for that crown. That's right. Can you hold on to it?
Can I hold on to it? Of course I can hold on to it. What are you, stupid?
What are you gonna
I
hit
can't believe you're just. I hate you, Mikhail.
Hey, speaking of comebacks, I don't know if you knew this. I got it early. I got an early shipment in. I ate off this one, but you probably don't want that. But here you go. Bam! There you go.
You're giving me a Twinkie?
You damn Skippy. They're back. We're back. Hey.
That's what I think of your Twinkies, Mikhail, and that's what I think of your work.
She don't know what she missing out on.
You know, that always puts a smile. How am I supposed to take it seriously? And it's a very serious announcement that Sean McHale just made.
It's a huge announcement, but wow.
Come on.
I think Madam Commissioner Erica's world has just crumbled apart right there back in the offices of the Impact Arena. We've got one more chance, Mike, to run down Evolution. We got to do it right now.
Well, let's
Fans,
do it
we
then.
got these matches
Let's
coming
do
up
it.
next week. 1 week from today, you are going to see at IZW Evolution a whole bunch of matches, including 3 men, 1 title, a ladder match, Drake Gallows, Copycat Phoenix, one of them will walk away as the Impact Division
And that's
champion.
going to be an incredible thing. Angel Blue versus Erica, just announced by Sean McHale for the Queen's position. The tiara is on the line. Randy Price versus Bad Brad Michaels. Those guys got so bloody last week that they're both suspended, and they've got a grudge match.
And you heard him say, it's hell on earth. Team number 1, Team Erica, 4 sides of steel, Impact Chamber. One of them will walk away as the most dominant team here in IZW. But will they actually be able to walk away from that match?
And that's the question. That's one of the multiple questions that comes along with everything that we've seen. The dissension with Brandon Bishop going on. All the performances that we've seen here tonight, for the most part, have said that every participant in Evolution next week is looking very good.
Looking very good, but we're about to see 2 members from opposite teams in there step into this ring. It's going to be an Impact Rules match. I got to announce it right now, Mike. You take it away.
All right, well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. This, again, is an Impact...
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event of the evening. It is an Impact Rules match. Coming to the ring first, representing Impact Elite, he is the image of war, Kevin Morgan.
Well, like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the official announcement from my man, CM Burnham himself. An Impact Rules match. This is what we were expecting last week, and unfortunately, some technicalities. And we're actually a little bit suspicious over the origin of the technicalities, because a guy like Damon Windsor, he wouldn't forget his blood work, would he? There's just no way. He's a professional. He knows what he's doing. So what we were expecting last week was Damon Windsor in this Impact Rules match that we're about to see right now. Instead, we saw him in the striped jersey of a referee, where he, I guess, more or less helped Randy Price defeat Kevin Morgan in a regular matchup. Kevin Morgan, he might look calm right now, but I know, and it's no secret to anybody, he wants revenge on Damon Windsor. I mean, first of all, you've got Damon Windsor and Kevin Morgan. They hate each other as it is. And then Damon Windsor, when he's put on ref duty last week, kinda, well, I can't say kinda, because you'd say that I was having some kind of shortcoming up here. No, he helped Randy Price defeat Kevin Morgan last week. Sounds like Damon Windsor's got a new little thing going on here.
And his opponent, hailing from Miracle Mile, Los Angeles, California, this is big business, Damon Windsor.
Damon Windsor, it never ceases to amaze me how far he's come since he left Impact Elite, what he's turned into, and just a few months ago at Coronation, he was on the receiving end of a lot of taunting, a lot of boos from the audience, and now you even see I even saw a couple people standing up for him to make his entrance. He's come a long way, but he still hasn't quite forgotten where he came from out of Impact Elite. What we saw him do last week to Kevin Morgan while he was wearing the jersey of a referee, and also what we saw him do earlier to Jordan Jacobs, slamming him into the wall. I mean, that's Impact Elite tactics right there. He's holding on to the best of the best, I guess.
Well, the joy of this match for these two men is that it's an Impact Rules match, which basically means there are no rules. The match goes on, it can go on the outside, they can use weapons, they can do whatever they need to do, but there's going to be a clear-cut winner. Last time that I was here, these two men opened the show. It was the one-on-one confrontation that we've been waiting to see ever since the breakup of their tag team, and there was not a clear-cut victory in that match as the members of Impact Elite came down to help out Kevin Morgan, lay out Damon Windsor. Well, now you've got a situation where one of these two men is going to walk out of here victorious and prove who the dominant member of Big Business really was.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You know, the an Impact Rules match between these two. Honestly, I'm surprised that there's not blood already. You know, that's really what I was expecting tonight. But
well, I think you have to take into consideration how long these two men worked together. I call them the most devastating force in tag team wrestling here in IZW. They were basically unstoppable as a unit. So they both know, especially within the confines of an Impact Rules match, they both know how careful they have to be. With Evolution 1 week away, neither man wants to walk out of here injured, wants to be a liability to his team, and they both know how each other thinks, they know each other's strategies. So this right here, it looked like a simple test of strength, but what it really is, I think, is a feeling out process to sense where the weakness is. And right now, it looks like Kevin Morgan found the weakness on Damon Windsor and is taking over.
Well, you know, they called Damon Windsor the weak link in Impact Elite, and that's why they kicked him out. Honestly, I don't see a lot of weakness in him as a person, but I do understand that given how well Kevin Morgan knows him, he has his vulnerabilities.
Another thing they call Damon Windsor is the mastermind of the mat. I called him the brains of Big Business during their whole time. Kevin Morgan, certainly the muscle, but he was not the strong thinker of the two. Damon Windsor, the mastermind, the strategist behind there, and he'll take a few blows just to get a few in, as you can see him doing right now, backing Morgan into the corner and lining that elbow up straight for the jaw of the Image of War. And now calls for the crowd, says, want one more? All the way around, roundhouse right to the other side, evening things up for Kevin Morgan.
Yeah, they've really got to take their time and warm up to.
Oh wow!
Maybe not, but they both made wise moves, taking it slow.
Now both men onto the outside, as we said. This is a completely legal tactic. The referee Mark Wilson cannot count them out. It's perfectly fine for them to go wherever they want to, and I pray that they do not decide to come up here to the announce area.
You know, actually, while you're on it, while you're talking about that, Burnham, it's very possible the last Impact Rules match that happened here was 2 weeks ago between Randy Price and Brian Cruz, and they were right here, right where you're sitting, as a matter of fact.
It does seem to be a favorite competitors in Impact Rules matches. I have been up here when Jermaine Johnson and Aaron Neal, the Bronze Bull, decided to come up and fight very close to me. I prefer that they keep the action at a bit of a distance so we can observe it, and I don't accidentally catch an elbow in the face.
You know, it's funny. It's not an occupational. It's not considered an occupational hazard for us either.
Oh,
like, oh wow. My God!
The look on Damon Windsor's face says it all right there. Actually, on both men's faces say it all.
That hurt.
It's a simple suplex, but it's on the ramp that leads to the arena there. That's concrete underneath that ramp. It does not give whatsoever.
It doesn't. There's nothing forgiving about that ramp.
The impact of Kevin Morgan's body, and now the impact of his face straight to the steel of the Impact Chamber cage. That could happen a lot next week at Evolution.
Morgan going wall to wall at the hands of Damon Windsor, and or rather fence to fence, cage to cage, and now working his way around the outside of the ring. Damon Windsor is definitely looking like he has the upper hand right now. Don't ever count him out.
Windsor making it up close and personal for a lot of the fans here, sitting at front row ringside at the Impact Arena, which is where you want to be next week, fans. Make sure you get your tickets. If you're not here in the local area, make sure you tune in. GFL TV, buy in and buy early, because you are not going to want to miss any of this type of action that's going to happen next week for IZW, for Evolution.
You know, this is two men out here doing brutal stuff to each other. Imagine those 4 sides of steel that you just saw Kevin Morgan's head go off of. around this cage, or excuse me, around this ring, and 10 men doing violence against each other. That's going to be insane, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why next week, if you don't feel it already, you're going to feel the impact when Evolution comes along. Don't miss it.
Both of these men feeling the impact of that barrier that's around the ring, separating the crowd from the ring area. And now the impact is as Damon Windsor impacts against the corner post and lays down that steel. Anytime flesh meets steel, the steel is going to win every single time. And now Kevin Morgan frustrated once again as he doesn't seem to be able to convince the fans that Impact Elite are the team they want to support.
I've seen him and you know the other members of Impact. I've seen them. I've seen them. Look at these fans. They're having the time of their life right now. But I've seen them just tearing each other apart before. You know what they're capable of doing here is just craziness.
Morgan punted there by big business Damon Windsor. And you know, neither one of these men, since they left the ring, neither one of them has actually made their way back into the ring. They don't have to.
No, they don't. They don't.
They can stay out and deliver as much punishment as they want on the outside, and it is much more dangerous outside than inside.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of punishment here to come tonight in this matchup. Impact rules match. And yeah, that's getting back to what you were saying earlier. I've seen them, I've seen Impact Elite, all of them.
Windsor!
Whoa!
Windsor tripping up the image of war.
I've seen them try and get the fans on their side before, and it never seems to work for them.
Well, as I said, there's a reason why Windsor was the brains of this duo. He wasn't the one trying that. But Morgan's the force. Morgan with the brutality, shoving Windsor back into that barrier, and then a big clubbing forearm across the back of big business Damon Windsor. Yeah. And every time that he lays one of those and blows in, he turns around, he faces the crowd as if to say, "This is what I could do to you. This is what I'm going to do to team number one next week."
Yeah, he does that. Yeah. Yep. That's Well, I wouldn't really say that I missed it. I've seen Kevin Morgan get in the face of a little kid before. You know, I mean, that's just uncalled for. Now they're back up front where they started.
Almost running over referee Mark Wilson, almost running over our cameraman right there. And now Morgan rolling back into the ring, maybe looking for a bit of a refuge inside the ring. I don't think that's going to work for him because Windsor's going to follow him right in, take the fight straight to him. This has not been a technical masterpiece. You've not seen a lot of Hurricane Rana's reversals or anything of that. It's just straight brute force, clubbing blows, shoving each other around. It's like a barroom brawl.
It is. It really is. You know, I mean, I can just picture these guys in a pub going at it. You know, for no reason whatsoever aside from the fact that, I don't know, they can't stand each other.
Yep. Well,
maybe.
Picture it next week with four sides of steel surrounding that ring, adding simply to the danger and the devastation that could be caused between these two. As Morgan throws to pick up Windsor for the detonator. Windsor reverses. Maybe he's going to try to do the same thing here. See both men fight their way out. They know those moves.
Oh, there we go.
Big slam by the former Big Picture.
Big business. How ironic is that he takes Big Business as his nickname. You know, as soon as I think that was a week or two after they split.
Yes, it was. And you can see Windsor waiting. You can see him measuring, going for it once again, looking for.
Wait. What in the world is going on here?
That's back in the office area, and you see Impact Elite. They've got Double D.
Oh my God!
They're dragging Double D now. The last time that I was here, Mike, there was a similar situation. They had Double D laid out. It looks like they're bringing him up the entranceway. That's the door that leads up to the entranceway, and here they come. And again,
this has gone from an Impact rules match to complete insanity.
Well, there's not going to be any type of disqualification. There can't be a disqualification in an Impact rules match. What you have here is a gangland-style beating, the same type of thing that Windsor on the receiving end of 3 weeks ago at the beginning of the show.
Oh my! Yeah, and so many other times as well. So many other times. This is honestly an outrage.
But this time it means a whole bunch more. Here comes number one.
Here comes Sean
Here's
McHale.
number one. Here comes Team Bull. Team Bull entering into this.
You have got to be kidding me! This is insanity right here. Team Bull has come out and put a very quick stop to what Johnny Z, the Convict, were doing to Damon Windsor.
And Mike, this could very well be what it would be like next week. As I said, there is no back and forth in terms of balance between the entrance of both teams into the Impact Chamber. It could be 4-on-1, like you saw there with Impact Elite versus Damon Windsor. Now it could be 3-on-3, I think, or 4-on-3. Now you see Johnny Z warming up, going off the ropes to a boot to the face of Bobby Starr. Starr is down. Starr is out.
Look at it. His eyes were twitching and everything. That's just.
And Starr kicked out of the ring to join his tag team partner, the Bronze Bull, as they go back to work on Damon Windsor.
There's got to be something there. Where's the Bronze Bull? Where did he go?
Bronze Bull is on the outside. He's on the outside, the same side as Bobby Starr, and now picked up, put down. Kevin Morgan, this match is still going on. Johnny Z throwing referee Mark Wilson down. And that's it.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a despicable...
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Kevin Morgan.
That's absolutely despicable right there. That it took distracting Damon Windsor with a beating of Double D. I mean, you know, and you know that Impact Elite, Johnny Z had to go back and force production to put that on camera, you know.
Johnny Z loves his control. He knows it's the one thing about him. He's always got a plan. He's always got control. And you see Impact Elite, Team Erica standing in the ring victorious.
Well,
fans, be here next week. Evolution in the ring.
You don't want to miss it.
We'll see you next week, fans.
Absolutely, we'll see you next week. This has been IZW Adrenaline. Tune in next week. CM Burnham joining me once again. Thank you very much. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully things don't turn out too bad for team number one here.